Hello and welcome to another video today. Today I will be teaching you how to set up a MCDU and the Fenix A320. Very basic beginner's guide to get in your flight plan. So let's get going. So in the flight deck here, we're at East Mids. All I've done is I've just turned on the external power and started to align the IRSs. And that's pretty much all I've done. We've got ground power on and that is it. So I'm just going to quickly make a flight plan. You can either use SimToolkit Pro or SimBrief. It doesn't matter. You don't need to export any files. So I'm going to go to flight plan. I'm going to go to, well, we're at East Mid, so EGNX, and I'll just put EGJJ Jersey, for example. We'll change the aircraft, A320, and we are a Monarch today. So I'm just going to hit generate plan. And once the plan is made, as you can see here, that is all you need to do when it regards to SimToolkit Pro to get the flight plan into the sim or into the aircraft. And it's the same as SimBrief. All you need to do is just generate the flight plan. That is it. We're not going to go into too much detail on this. Now, there's a few things you need to do regarding the Fenix importing the flight plan from SimBrief. So on the Fenix app here itself, just make sure your SimBrief user ID is in here, the application. And into the MCDU, if you go into config and then data link, and then you want to put your SimBrief username in there as well. This, if you don't know how to get to this page, it's the MCD menu. That is it. I'd also very recommend, if you haven't already, just go through the configuration page, set up the controls and everything as well. And the same goes for the EFB as well. So once you're on the EFB, you go to settings and then you put in your SimBrief username. So there's three locations. There is one in the Fenix app, which is here. One is on the EFB under settings, and there's the one in the MCDU. So config and data link. Just stick your SimBrief username into there, and that should be all you need to do. So when you are ready to import the information, if you go to the ATSU, go to AOC menu, flight initialization, init data request. Click on that, give it a second, and there's the data being populated. Now if we use the other MCDU, we're going to go to init page and init request. So we're going to select that up there. And again, this can take a couple of seconds or so. And there she goes. And that's our information there. IRS initialization. Sometimes you may need to align this, but if I've been sat here for a while, the IRS is aligning above, so it's already pre-done. So at this point, we can go back to the EFB. And we can go to pilot brief. Click on here, anywhere here, to import from SimBrief. And here is your OFP. Here's weather briefing and any NOTAMs. And this is also where you get your documents for the checklists, etc. Also, we click on the Fenix app here. On my flight, we're going to click on here to import from SimBrief. And there we go. So if you need to set the time, for example, if you are, so we've got 26 minutes. If you need to change that, so you've got the Zulu time up here, you just simply click here. And so it's currently 13:10 Zulu, so I could do 14:00 update, and now it gives us 49 minutes. If you haven't preset that through SimBrief or SimToolkit Pro, the time departure, the departure time even. You got your weather, departure weather even, arrival weather, and the alternate weather here. If you were on VATSIM, you can click on DATIS here, and you can get the ATIS information directly from VATSIM, which is fantastic. And then you have your route in here. You've got your ground services, so if you need to connect your GPU, etc., so you can do that, or you can go straight to the APU, it's up to yourselves. And then your mass and balance. So this will pull this through SimBrief. And so we've got our plan, there's 123 passengers, our cargo, our fuel, this will be our mass, and all you need to do is hit load aircraft. You can either do real, fast, or instant. For this demonstration, I will do instant. And boarding is completed. So there we are now completely boarded, and that's amazing. Just a quick note from my previous video on the PMDG. If you do need to change your panel state, it is done here, and you simply click on the one you wish. So cold and dark, for example, I will click on that. You can either activate it or set as default. I have cold and dark as set as default, but that's how you do that. If you need to change anything regarding the aircraft about the fuels and everything, it's done in sim settings. You can go to units and you can change it from kilograms to pounds, etc. And you can change some other things as well. That's completely up to you how you wish to set this. So going back to the MCDU. So we've got our init page here. That's all. That's looking lovely. So we are on Monarch today. So MON236 is what I normally use for a call sign. Now, if we look at the OFB, so we're going to go back, pilot brief, OFP here, and we can see our cost index is 5, which is CI5. So we're going to stick that into here. So cost index is 5. And our cruise flight level today. Now there's a few ways you can do this. I'd like to scroll down to the actual flight plan, which is here, and as you can see on this part, FL flight level. Let's have a look here. So we will be going up to, on this particular flight for example, is 280, so 28,000 feet. That's the highest point it goes to, so there's one way you can do that and just check as well. So 280, in she goes. And then you want to hit this little arrow to point to the right. You can do this on any MCDU, by the way. You can click on any of these to do this, what I'm doing here. So we need our ZFW, or zero fuel weight, and the center of gravity for the zero fuel weight as well. So that is back onto the Fenix app. We're going to click on mass and balance. So that is 55.8 and 29. So 55.8/29, and we stick that up here. And the fuel that we're taking is also here. Planned fuel is going to be 5.6. It's right there. So 5.6, 5.6, and that is the fuel and weights put into here as well. I'm just going to clear a few things. There we go. So that's our initialization page done. Next we'll be on to flight plan. Now going to click on our departure, which is EGNX, departure again, and again we can go down to the OFP, pilot brief, and we can find, if we go up a little bit here, here it is. So we're looking to go off 27, and it is the Daventry 3 November departure. So that's what we want. So it's 27, Daventry 3 November departure, and we're going to insert that. And our arrival into Jersey is going to be runway 26 on the Lena 1 Juliet. So arrival, ILS26, and it's the up and down arrow here to cycle through, and there's Lena 1 Juliet arrival. We're going to insert that. And we're just going to check through the flight plan here. So up and down arrow, up is actually down and down is actually up. You'll get used to it. So we're just going to cycle through this, make sure we've got any discos or anything to break the flight plan. And no, we don't. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, say you did have a disco or anything. So say there's a manual here, or this is a disco. You'd simply click clear, and then click on the manual or the disco, or you could have both. And then you'd hit temporary insert. So if I got rid of all good, for example, you do that. And then you hit temporary insert, and that would get rid of the disco or manual. If you've done that by mistake, you just simply hit temporary erase, and it goes back to how it was. So there's the flight plan done. Initialization's done. Now let's do our performance. We'll do it on this one over here on the left. So it's nice and easy on the Fenix. We're going to hit our back button. We're going to go to departure performance here. So EGNX, we'll take it off 27. It is currently dry here today. Lovely. We're going to hit sync from load sheet, and that will pull in our weights and everything. Our packs will be on. Flap config will put optimal. Force toga. No, we don't want to force the toga. If it's a short runway, you want to hit yes. Anti-ice will be off, and we'll sync the weather, and we hit calculate. And here are V speeds and our flaps information and our thrust reduction, acceleration, and our engine out as well. So this is amazing. So we got 130, 135, 135. So we go 130, 135, 135 into V1, VR, and V2. Our flaps was going to be, let's have a look, 1 up 0.2. So 1/up 0.2. If your flaps were in the down position, not flaps down, sorry, if your trim was in the down position, it would be DN, Delta November, instead of UP for up. And our flex temp is going to be 68 degrees. So 68, and we put that into flex. And the last bits of information is our thrust reduction acceleration and our engine out acceleration. So it looks like they're all 1290. So nice and simple, 1290/1290, and that goes into here, and we're going to do that again, 1290 into the engine out acceleration. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to teach you how to start the engines. If you want a video on that process, I'm more than happy to do that, but it's just a basic guide on the MCDU and get you up and running to start doing some flights. There's a lot more information on the MCDU you can do on this. The Fenix is absolutely in depth. It's insane. This is just a very basic beginner's guide to get you in the air with a simple flight plan and get you on your way. So we've gone over the initialization, which we pull through the system and sim brief. Next page, we've got our zero fuel weights in, zero fuel weight center of gravity with our block fuel. Then we did our flight. We've got the flight plan from important from sim brief. We've done our departure. We've done our arrival. We've gone through it and we're happy. We've done our performance calculation using the tablet as well, EFB. And again, if you need to go through anything of the settings with the aircraft, like calibration, it's the MCD menu, and then you've got the config down here, so you can go through this. And also, if you go to the ATSU menu, go to AOC menu, flight initialization, that's where you pull it through for the from SimBrief. You can also get your weather and everything as well, and you've got your, this is where you get your received messages. So if you get, like here for example, perfect, it says company message. So what you do is you go to MCDU menu, ATSU, AOC, receive messages, and there's our load sheets from the company. So the most recent one is 1317. We're going to click on that, and we're just going to accept that, and we can hit return. And the other one, we're just going to click that so it's red, and we're just going to hit return. And as you can see, the company messages have now gone. So if you do get a company message, that's how you get to that. AOC menu again. If you need to do a diversion or a delay, for example, so ADC delay, and all you do is, if you go to the EFB, hit the home button, down here at the bottom right, so delay card here. So you could say, for example, if you're a little bit late on departure, what I like to do is I would like to blame the previous staff. So for example, in this one, delay of inbound flight, so that's OAD, Oscar Alpha Delta. So we're going to put OAD into there, and we were delayed by 0005, so by 5 minutes, and we can send that off. So we've been delayed by 5 minutes, and the reason why is the previous staff were just slow. That's what I like to do. And again, to the AOC menu, we're going to go to weather, and we're going to go into weather request, and what we can do is we can go EGNX, for example. In she goes, and we want we'll go for the meta, yes. So that's now yes, and we'll hit send. And we can now, just basically, it does take a moment or two, but we will get the message come through. And I believe it's through received messages. Yep, there it is, weather data, and there is the meta there for EGNX. I hope this has helped. If it has, please do let me know below. And if you want some more information of getting this aircraft up and running from complete cold and dark, let me know, and I'll be happy to help. Hope you have a really good day. Take care. Bye-bye.